Coach, they say old habits are hard to break. Is there any concern with Tyron heading back to like his MMA ways during the fights, or has he done that in sparring at all?
We had some fun experiences in sparring where he pulled out a couple moves, but nah, no concern at all. No concern at all. That was way in the beginning of the camp, and it was fun to see. It was fun to see and fun to get him out of the system.
Was there a lot of cleaning up to do with MMA boxing, heading into just straight boxing?
Not at all. You guys are gonna be surprised. You'll see fight night that he has a great boxing background. So we just had to polish him up.
What are you most impressed with?
Power, his defense. Awesome defense.
What do you see from Jake that may concern you, that you like out of this camp when he's doing?
Nothing concerns me, but I like Jake as a fighter. I like that he entered our realm, and because there wouldn't be a Woodley Paul fight if he wasn't, if he didn't start boxing. So I like Jake even before this all this came about. I was a Jake fan, so but I went against other fighters that I was fan of as well, and we beat them. So nothing at all.
Is it safe to say Jake Paul is actually kind of good for boxing, or?
Yeah, I think he's great for boxing. He's bringing more money, more people, more pay-per-view buys, which is going to turn to more people, more money, and just more eyes to the sport. People say boxing is dead. It never will die. It never was dying, but it's now just going to grow and get bigger. So I think he's great for boxing.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for somebody that's only had 3 fights and hasn't been in there for more than 2 rounds? Like, how do you take a look at those things? What do you
Do.
How do you prepare for? Say one more time.
How do you prepare for somebody who's only had 3 fights, has only been in the ring for no more than 2 rounds total, maybe about 5 minutes in the ring? So how do you prepare for that?
As you would for somebody who's been in 1,000 rounds and won 12 world titles and 12 divisions. Your best. Prepare them the best. You give them different looks. You have them spar people who have very little background in boxing. You have them spar people who have a whole bunch of experience, amateur and pro. So that you're ready. You cover it all. You're ready for whatever comes your way.
What do you think about it? Jake uses his jab very well. So one thing that a lot of MMA fighters have not necessarily been known for over the years, but Jake does. He uses his jab to create distance.
Right.
Yeah, I figured out ways to work around that.
Oh yeah. That's for me. I kind of like fought like Floyd, and he takes away his opponent's jab first round, or if not first, second round, and to the point to where they don't even use it. And if you pay attention to Floyd fights, the fighters who gave him the most trouble aren't jabbers. And that's because he takes it away. Yeah.
In terms of Woodley, we talked about his defense. Why did that surprise you so much? Is it because MMA fighters aren't necessarily known for your defense when it comes to boxing?
Yeah, but they're, if you watch their fights, they're defending a whole lot of stuff, So now he has to just defend upper body. So I didn't put that in consideration before I seen his defense. Like, okay, now he just have to worry about this. So it's way easier for him to make stuff miss.
Last question for me. In terms of the emotion, we saw what happened yesterday. Tyron said it's cool.
Right.
But do you still think that you might have to kind of check that emotion, being in this corner on Sunday night?
Yeah. I'm one of those more safe than sorry kind of trainers, a person, period, in life. So I immediately went to him. If you can watch the footage, because it's footage of the whole event. I went straight to him and told him that, calm down. You know what that was. We were prepared for anything that was coming our way, outside the ring and inside the ring. So calm down. And he let me know. When I said that, he barked, and so he wasn't calm. so because I was kind of scared, like he was about to knock me out. So I calmed him down a little bit more after, when the cameras went away, and then I had to also make a phone call to Floyd to get him to help him, because Floyd is a master of not letting people get under his skin. And he'll get in, even with the Judah situation where Judah jumped in, it was a fight and a big old fiasco. Floyd was in the corner calm, when he should have been. Well, most people would have been in there fighting along with everybody else. So I knew Floyd could help me in that situation, and he did. So, but we're still gonna remind them, because that energy is still there. And when you see somebody, you might get triggered. Just anybody with that color orange on might trigger. My mama. So we're gonna stay on top of it, make sure he's straight.
That's funny though, because Jake got under Floyd's skin by taking his hand.
Exactly. And it took him about 10 minutes backstage in the Hard Rock Stadium to calm down. So, yeah, same thing.
How about Pedro? You guys have a question for you. There's a lot of MMA fighters
going into boxing, or like Paige Van Zandt is also doing bare knuckle, which is basically all hands. Well, why do you think it is they're coming to you for going to the hands boxing aspect of the fight game?
A ver, bueno, primeramente, gracias a todos, ¿no? Yo pienso que si nosotros miramos la historia del MMA,
I think that if we look at the story of MMA,
es un deporte que agrupa varios deportes de combate.
it's a sport that groups many sports combats together.
Entonces, cuando surge este gran deporte,
So when this sport comes up,
regularmente era 70 pisos
regularly was
y 30 arriba.
70 floor and 30 up boxing.
Ahora todo ha cambiado.
Now everything has changed.
Ahora, el mayor por ciento de las peleas de MMA es arriba.
The main percentage of MMA is up.
Regularmente 70-30, 80-20.
80-20, 70-30.
Entonces, por eso las manos son muy
So
importantes.
that's why the hands are very important.
Yo creo que algunos peleadores de MMA van a Mundo
I
Boxing
think some of them come to Mundo Boxing
porque somos un equipo serio de trabajo
because we're a serious team of boxing
y nos gusta trabajar mucho la técnica.
and we like to work with the technique.
Entonces, hemos trabajado también con entrenadores de las diferentes artes marciales,
So we also work with a group of trainers from the martial arts,
judo, lucha, jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu,
Entonces, todos nos intercambiamos.
and we exchange.
Yo pienso que lo más importante para lograr resultados en el deporte
The most important to get a result in the sport
es trabajar en equipo.
is to work in team.
El trabajo de equipo, para mí, es la llave del éxito.
To work in team for me is the key of success.
Aquí yo estoy trabajando junto con Jesse,
Working with JT,
un gran boxeador,
a great boxer
un boxeador con una historia increíble.
that has an incredible story,
Trabaja con Mayweather
works with Mayweather
y con otros grandes campeones.
and with other great champions.
Entonces, él pone la juventud,
He puts the youth,
su conocimiento.
his knowledge,
Nosotros quizás ponemos un poquito de
we
experiencia
put some experience,
y hacemos una combinación perfecta.
and we make a great combination.
Entonces, en el MMA,
On MMA,
si todos los entrenadores
if all the trainers,
que tienen que estar alrededor de un campeón
they have to be around one champion,
trabajan unidos en equipo,
work together in team,
cada cual pone su parte,
each one puts their part,
gana el deporte,
the sport wins,
gana el deportista,
the
el
the athlete also wins,
y gana a todos los fanáticos.
and all the fans.
How is Tyron Woodley Spanish? Do you guys communicate pretty well in the ring?
A ver, yo trabajo con deportistas de muchos países.
I work with many different athletes from different countries.
Por eso yo creé
That's why I created
la codificación de números de
the
golpes.
codification of punches.
Yo a cada golpe le doy un número.
Each punch has a number.
Por ejemplo, podemos ser del país que
We
querramos,
could be from any country.
que las leyes de tránsito son internacionales.
That the transit laws are the same for all countries.
La verde dice continúe y la roja que
The
pare.
green is to go and the red is to stop.
En cualquier parte del mundo,
Anywhere in the world.
¿no? Entonces, cuando la gente trabaja por códigos también,
So when I work with codes as well,
además de dar una buena información,
I give a good information,
es mejor.
it's better.
Porque la información llega al deportista más
The
rápido.
information gets to the athlete faster.
Por eso, en Mundo Boxing
That's why I'm on the boxing.
tenemos una filosofía de trabajo.
We have a work philosophy.
Trabajamos para crear
We
boxeadores
work to create boxers,
inteligentes,
intelligent,
creativos
creative,
e independientes.
and independent.
Porque mucha gente a veces no le dan, o en muchos shows no le dan la importancia al entrenador que realmente tiene el entrenador.
Some shows they don't give the importance to the coach as they should give.
Por eso lo felicito a todos,
That's why I congratulate all of you
porque es por esta gran iniciativa.
for this initiative.
No puede haber un gran show
It cannot be a great show
para los fanáticos que son
for
los
the
que pagan
fans that they're ones that pay
si no existen los entrenadores.
if their coaches don't exist.
Y cuando hablo de los
And
entrenadores,
when I speak about coaches,
hablo del equipo de trabajo,
I talk about the teamwork.
de la persona que limpia el
The
gym,
person that cleans the gym,
de los niños que van a jugar al
the
gym,
kids that go play,
de
at the gym,
todos.
all of them.
Porque un gran campeón
Because one great champion
también necesita un niño
also needs a kid
que le diga, yo quiero ser como
that
tú.
tells him, I want to be like you.
Pero entonces, cuando nosotros comprendemos
When we understand
que el proceso de entrenamiento
that the process of training
es
is
bilateral,
bilateral,
deportista, entrenador,
trainer, coach, athlete,
todo va a ser mejor para el futuro.
everything is going to be better for the future.
Cuando las épocas van cambiando.
Times change.
Todos recordamos cuando la época de Muhammad Ali
Remember Muhammad Ali, Tyson,
y los grandes otros campeones
and all great champions
que ha tenido la historia del boxeo.
that the history of boxing has had.
Era un orgullo para el entrenador
It was an honor for a coach
ir para el ring
to go to the ring
acompañando a su boxeador.
accompanying their boxer.
Si ustedes ven las grandes promotoras ahora,
If you see the big promoting companies now,
te quitan a los entrenadores,
they take the coach out,
es el
it's
boxeador.
the boxer,
Y yo pienso que ese binomio
and I think that part, binomium,
deportista-entrenador no se puede romper.
you cannot break that.
Porque en ese momento que vas para el ring,
Because in that moment that you go to the ring,
en ese momento que tú estás en una conferencia de
that
prensa,
moment where you're in a press conference,
hay muchas cosas interesantes que se le dicen al
there's
boxeador.
many things, important things that I can tell the boxer.
Yo
the coach.
recomiendo
I recommend
a las grandes promotoras.
the big promoting companies.
Primero,
First,
quiero dar las gracias
I want to give thanks
a Showtime,
to Showtime,
a John Paul y su equipo
Jake Paul and his team
por esta gran iniciativa.
for this great initiative.
Porque le están dando al entrenador lo que el entrenador merece.
They give him the coach what is worth.
Que no lo
they're
digo por
worth.
mí.
And I'm not saying just for me.
Yo escribo libros, yo
I write
tengo mi
books,
vida bien
I have
ocupada.
my life very occupied.
Pero conozco muchos entrenadores
But I know many coaches
que disfrutarían con orgullo
that will enjoy with pride
estar al lado de su
being
boxeador en
next to
diferentes momentos
their boxers in different moments.
y a veces lo privan de eso.
And they take them away from that.
Es mi
sometimes.
criterio.
It's my opinion.
Y le doy las gracias a todos ustedes.
Thank you all.
My last one, Yordan Azukas just beat Manny Pacquiao. What do you think about that fight? And would you say that's the biggest, or obviously it's one of the biggest, but would you say it's the biggest win in Cuban boxing history?
¿Cuál es la pelea que tú crees más grande que ganó Cuba en el boxeo cubano?
A ver, yo ahorita hablaba con mi amigo Alexis Bach.
I was talking a little back with Alexei.
Esta pelea con Pacquiao es una gran pelea.
This Pacquiao fight is a great fight,
Pero yo la veo como una pelea más del boxeo cubano.
but I see it more with like one more fight for the Cuban boxing.
Ganarle una leyenda como Pacquiao
Winning a legend like Pacquiao
es un paso al estrellato.
is one step to the being a big star.
No Ugas el que lo haya ganado.
Whoever, not Ugas, anybody.
Ahora, hay que ver las condiciones de los oponentes.
Now we got to see the conditions on the opponents.
No, yo pienso que Pacquiao
I think that
no tuvo una buena noche
didn't have a good night,
y eso lo aprovechó Ugas.
and Ugas took advantage of that.
Y eso fue muy favorable para Ugas,
And I think it was very favorable,
favorable para el boxeo
positive
cubano.
for the Cuban and Ugas boxing.
Por lo que han visto el boxeo cubano en los últimos tiempos,
But the ones that seen the Cuban boxing in the last times,
han podido ver grandes peleas
they've seen great fights,
en similitud de condiciones.
similar conditions.
Por ejemplo, Casamayor
For
Corrales,
example, Casamayor Corrales.
¿no? Y muchas otras peleas de Casamayor,
Many
que fue un gran
other-
guerrero.
Casamayor was a great,
Para mí,
great warrior. For
Joel
me,
Casamayor Johnson
I think Casamayor Johnson
es el guerrero más grande
is the biggest
que ha entrado al boxeo profesional en los
warrior
últimos tiempos.
that has come to the professional boxing in the last times.
También me parece que Juan Carlos Gómez Sáenz, la
I
Pantera,
also
que está en
think
Alemania.
The Pantera Juan Carlos from Germany.
Buen boxeador.
Great boxer.
Yureski Gamboa, buen boxeador.
Gamboa, great boxer.
Redondeado frente a Donito Donaire, buena
Great.
pelea.
Great.
Una pelea que era el mejor boxeador del 2012.
Great
Y
boxer.
Robert García en su esquina, uno de los mejores entrenadores de la historia también. Entonces,
Garcia was one of
entonces la pelea
was
de
the best
Ugas
trainer in
y Pacquiao,
2012.
yo le doy el crédito grande a Ugas.
I give a big credit to Ugas. He did a great fight in front of
Pero
a
hay
great
muchas
legend.
otras peleas
But
que también han sido buenas.
there's many
Lo que es el
other
momento, ¿no?
fights, but it's the moment.
Yeah.
Flores, I'm dying to ask a question. I grew up watching Tyson, and of course, Tyron is the shorter fighter here. So I'm thinking of Tyson and how he would jump in quickly on a larger opponent. Tyron is a fast twitch athlete. He's thick and strong. Does Tyson's strategy occur to you at all to get him to jump in on Jay?
Okay.
Que si la manera que Tyson peleaba, que era un peleador bajito, se te ha cruzado por la mente que Woodley puede hacer lo mismo, de brincar así y a un peleador alto.
A ver, lo primero tenemos que mirar
The first thing we have to see
que son dos momentos diferentes.
is two different moments.
Tyson era un boxeador 100%.
Tyson was 100% boxer.
Aquí nos estamos enfrentando a un Jean Paul
Here we're going to Jake Paul,
que es un boxeador con grandes aspiraciones.
that is a boxer that has great aspirations.
Para eso trabaja fuerte,
That's why he works hard.
que lo felicito además,
I congratulate him for that.
y que tiene un gran equipo
And he has a great team.
que lo está empujando a lo que él quiere.
That they're pushing him to what he wants.
Tenemos la otra parte
And then we have the other part,
a Woodley,
Woodley.
que es un boxeador, un gran peleador de MMA,
He's a great MMA
una gran historia.
fighter, great history.
Y entonces se van a enfrentar
So they're gonna confront
con estilos diferentes.
with different styles.
Si nosotros traemos para acá
If we bring here
el patrón de Tyson,
Tyson's way,
no creo que se puede ajustar algunas
I
cosas,
think we can adjust some things,
pero créanme
but believe me,
que Iti y yo estamos haciendo
he
algunas
and me
cosas.
are doing some things.
¿Entiendes? La táctica
The tactic
es una de las cosas más importantes en el
is one
deporte.
of the most important things in the sport,
Entonces, la vamos a ver arriba del ring.
and we're gonna see it on top of the ring.
Let me ask you, muscle memory, because Tyron's been training MMA for so long. When he first got into camp, were there any issues where he might react different as an MMA fighter in terms of getting hit and wanting to immediately shoot for a takedown or things like that? So you had to break those habits early on in camp.
I think they asked that question earlier. There was a couple moments way early in camp. I think it was just having fun, and it was nothing, too hard or nothing like that. But that's just from being a fighter. Even if you was a street fighter, sometimes you'll have some old stuff, habits that you do, that you bring into the ring that maybe you shouldn't. So but it was no concern at all. It was easy getting out. I think that was credit to Coach Eric Brown. He laid a solid foundation for Tyron. They started working in 2008, and they worked recently too in some of his last fights. So I think he got most of those out of the way.
Jake had kind of joked about, Floyd was only there for a little bit of time and he knew why. But what did Tyron get from Floyd those short time he was with him?
He laid a great foundation for what he knows will get a victory versus Jake. And it was a few days, and he stayed there with us for the entire gym sessions. And it's been phone calls every single day almost, reporting back and forth and how things are looking, and him asking questions and me letting him know how things are going and the progress has been made. So Floyd's been there the whole step of the way. What people don't understand.
Last one for me again is boxing is a game of adjustments, and usually the winner is the one who, it's not necessarily the corner, but you have to figure things out. And Tyron's always seemed like a cerebral fighter who figures things out. Have you been seeing that in the sparring sessions, how he kind of makes adjustments to who he's facing?
Yeah, every single round from one to the next, and to the next day of sparring, to the next week of sparring, to the next month of sparring, he's been progressing, making adjustments, and it's not been many that he's had to make, but he's made those adjustments along the way consistently.
You think he's going to have to make a lot of adjustments on Sunday?
Not at all. Maybe just 1 round worth.
Any other questions, guys?